please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions? In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays, the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck using some rigid format of the past. Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current Inazuma? And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to Ultivat through light novels. As they say, it's 2 birds with 1 stone.
Whoa, that was close! Paimon was nearly carried away by Miko's persuasive tongue. Come on, Miko! You can't fool us. We know you by now. This is all definitely stemming from your own personal interest.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh concept is the essence here. Well, what do you say? Aren't you two even a little curious about what interesting things you might see at the festival?
Maybe a little. Oh, all right. Paimon's super curious now.
Come, let's pay a visit to the venue in Rito together. I promise that it will give you a whole new perspective on the festival. There we'll meet a special someone who will tell you more about your tasks.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water, transitory.
Just as I planned. Welcome to Bonton Saga Detective Agency. What will you have me solve?
During the Iridori Festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main exhibition space for light novels. Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and fan-created work on display, there will also be exclusive giveaways, prizes, and new release parties. This small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the 5 Kasen Plaza during the festival, and nearby shop...
Wow. How'd you... Miko, what are these...
Yes, those are...
Lady I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. It appears she meant you two. At last we meet again, Traveler and Paimon. Tell me, how are you...
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like yourself is here to attend the Iridori Festival.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's scope of responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and soul into the preparations.
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little...
Certainly. I assume you two already know that this Iridori Festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sakoku decree. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited several cultural... For example, the artists we have invited to... The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma, which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Teyvat. I knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their... This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks...
It's settled then. My, look at the time. I have to meet during the festival. Most of the Yae publishing houses
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look and be sure to pick up the passengers according to the times written on it. According to the arrival schedule... The artist for the... Hello! You must be here to take part in the Iridori Festival. We're the festival guides, and we'll show you around.
Yes, that's right. Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to...
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's Tone-Deaf Bard then? Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt. Huh? Why's that? Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Vendi no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an arc. If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him too.
Mr. Honorary Knight, Paimon!
It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Iridori Festival?
No, Albedo's the one who received the invitation. But because everyone in the Knights of Favonius has been real busy these days, Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent pass.
Greetings, Traveler in Paimon. After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Iridori...
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 cups.
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware. Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is?
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where...
Great. Let's get going.
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into other... Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip, as a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appeared strange. It seems that the editor... Well, Mr. Hirayama was supposed to meet with me and give me some...
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name, because of the sheer age of the tale. I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly, as long as I'm inspired.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, The portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori Festival. The first one depicting Suiko.
The day after tomorrow? And you're already running out of time!
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori Festival, I heard that my illustrations were sent to
Paimon isn't sure she should feel sympathetic.
Of course, I would still
Oh, right! The editors of the Yai Publishing House will all be around the outlet. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hirayama's over there too. We'll take you over there to see if we can find him, Albedo.
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you haven't slept for...
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo.
Enjoy the first Lord Personali. A nation blessing now 10% off.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for—
Despite everything, we're still lucky that we found out today. If this had happened a few... Hey,
Well, the editorial director...
Sorry to interrupt, but let's...
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry.
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hirayama. Does anyone know where...
Mr. Hirayama is...
Oh, hold on a second, Murata. Excuse me, but you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the...
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be... I do apologize, but please, make yourself comfortable at the International Trade...
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy.
Excuse me, but... Is there something...
Huh? How did you know?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hirayama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial... To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still... After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall me is if...
Earlier today, someone spotted... The Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft...
What? The books are missing?
Shh, not so loud. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hirayama immediately...
I see. And would be a great misfortune if Mr. Hirayama has gone to the warehouse at...
Yanni? Sounds like...
I have not met him personally, but the editors... Oh, do you know him?
Whoa, that's a real twist! Paimon... But enough about that. Shincha would... Let's accompany Albedo to the warehouse.
to request fanfiction.
It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
No, Sarah, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, tone-deaf bard. The suspicious outlander in the...
Considering the evidence, it appears that this is...
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain silent. Don't make... Traveler, Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft.
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Irodori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the sailing bridge. If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please...
Oh, Fenty!
Ouch! Your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling question. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so.
Similar means?
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's...
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other
received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship. Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the... And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission General glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable.
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA publishing house, and there are some questions based on what you just said.
Actually,
But if you clearly heard something, why didn't you...
Huh? What did you notice, Albedo?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying, or as for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many good...
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third... I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly... It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with...
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryou Commission will continue by investigating...
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to...
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still haven't asked...
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me...
Sara's quite the meticulous one. So,
yes, the invitation letter. I'm truly sorry.
how?
Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. Strange. Though I had a little too much to drink,
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole...
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I had to hold a glass in each hand. I couldn't both hold the invitation and a glass at the same time.
In which case, I believe there's only one place it could be.
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you two already know...
Ah, yes!
This is indeed an invitation letter issued by the Yashiro. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the internet. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
There goes Sara. All right, let's...
Mr. Hirayama, I'm Calx.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. I'm very sorry. These are the materials regarding the 5 Kassen. All the information...
Let's see here. Though there were once many stories regarding each of the... But, at the very least, we know that most of...
So, is the...
To some extent, yes.
I am sorry that this information is not as exhaustive as you had hoped. Though Lady Yai did say that there are many So all you need to do is follow through with what's in your own heart and create something that you yourself find interesting.
That does sound like something Miko would say.
Thank you, Mr. Hirayama. No need to worry. I'll find inspiration for the portraits.
Great. I'll leave it to you then, Calx. Oh, and there's tomorrow morning Mr. Genyu, the author of A Legend of Sword, will be arriving in Inazuma by boat. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, the IA Publishing House will do its best to ensure that the novel's release is a success. You have my gratitude. I'll be going then.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can do here. Let's go. Huh? Betty? What are you doing over...
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment?
is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I didn't think much of it then. But on second thought,
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 kasen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting this...
Seriously? It's
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly, but why leave the paper here instead?
All right, let's not meeting together in Inazuma like this.
Hey! You just sobered up! And let's not forget that I'll...
No, it's fine.
Wait a minute! What about your
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly if I use a model as reference for the...
In that case... One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold.
Hey, don't get too full. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of...
Do you think the mysterious...
It certainly is a For example, it appears that throughout all this...
Yes. So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
Enjoy the blessing of Lesser Lord Kusanali.